So when you're out there looking to buy vehicles, you have to be strategic about the vehicles that you're going to purchase. Welcome back to my TURO channel, man. I'm Believe in Yourself. We'll be talking about TURO and helping you guys get your host status to where you need it to be. Now, for this series, we're going to be talking about the TURO app and how it works. Definitely subscribe, like, definitely please comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next and share this video. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can know every time we drop a video, man. Peace. Welcome back, TURO. It's your boy Kev B, man. And today in this series, we're going to talk about pricing. See, with pricing, the way I'm going to tell you guys how I do my pricing. So when you're out there looking to buy vehicles, you have to be strategic about the vehicles that you're going to purchase. You know, you can't, number one, don't be so gung-ho on a particular car, especially in the market that we're in right now. You got to be able to pivot. Maybe you want a four-door sedan and all you can find is small SUVs or something. You need to be able to find a good deal on a car, and then when you see the good deal, work out the numbers to be able to tell if this car can be something that's going to be profitable for you, or if it's something that you're going to need, you know what I'm saying, maybe you have to just overlook. Not need anything, just overlook it and get to the next car. In this market that we're in right now, because cars are so high, it's even more important that you guys are very, very particular about the cars you pick and the pricing. For this particular video, I'm going to leave at the bottom, there's a link. I don't know how much longer TURO's going to have this link out there, how much longer it's going to work. You know, by the time I'm recording this video, it still works. It may or may not later. What it is the TURO calculator. And what it does, it calculates the price at which your car would be valued on the market. Like what would be a good rate to price your car. And it will also tell you possibly, now this is just, it's always possibly, it's not a guarantee, how much you would make every month. Now, I've done that with every car that I've purchased, and I've always noticed that the TURO calculator definitely always, what I like to call under what do you call it? Undersell, but overproduce. So like they give you like the low end of what your car should be priced at and the low end of what your car should make. And then what the low end on what it should make, because every car that I put on the platform has outperformed whatever the TURO calculator has predicted it to perform. So that's one way of using it. Now, if it's not working, the link's not working, if by the time you watch this video, the link isn't working, the other way you can try to price your vehicle is look for cars similar to your cars. If you can find the exact one on the platform and see what the prices are that people are pricing them at. And when you do this research, you're gonna see there's a range. You'll have some people who price it really, really low, some people who have it really, really high. Now it depends on the usage of the vehicle. That should also determine how you want it to go out. If you want your car to always be out, always be booked, I will go on the lower end of the price ranges that you see. If you want your car to be booked sparingly because it's a car that you still drive on a regular basis, price it more on the higher end so that you can get more bang for your buck when it does go out. That's another tip right there. So the way I normally price it when you're looking at these prices, find a median. Maybe I would say pick between 3 to 5. 3 to 5 cars, either to find the type of car you have, or if you can't find your exact model on a platform, don't fret. Because when I was looking for my cars, my Jeep in particular, there was only one other Jeep Patriot on the platform. So I had to use other, what I would call small SUVs without the rear extra seat and look at what those were pricing at to see what I could possibly get in the market. And I would always multiply it by 16. I know some people say you multiply by 20 days or whatever, what have you, which is a good number, because you would say on average your vehicle should be rented. On average, your vehicle should be rented 2/3 out the month, which is about 20 days. But you want, for this, when you're buying a car, you want to see at its worst. For the most part, depending on your market, I'm saying this again because I'm in South Florida, every weekend your vehicle should be booked. This is where I came up with 16. Most months have 4 weekends in them. And if you're booked from Friday to Monday, that's 16 days out of the month. Now, sometimes you have trips that are longer and other things like that, but like I said, you want to work with the worst case scenario and then figure out ways on the back end to maximize your profit. So you would take whatever price you come up with, whatever rate you have, and you'd multiply that by 16, and that would give you your monthly rate. Now, to see if you would be profitable, calculate what would be your monthly expenses for the vehicle. And your monthly expenses should be insurance, and if you get a car note, the car note. If it's a car that you drive on a regular basis, you have to incorporate gas into that. If it's not a car that you incorporate, you know what I'm saying, I would incorporate probably filling up the tank maybe once a month. That's it. So one fill up. Why I say one fill up is because you want to always hand the car off full. And if it's a car that you're not driving, it should always come back full, which means that you're only going to fill it up the first time you get it, and maybe in between, it happens. People don't always fill the tank back up when they bring the car back, but like I said, it doesn't happen that often. I would say out of 10 trips, 1 trip out of 10, for me, in my case, would come back and the tank isn't filled up to the top. And when I'm saying full, they probably have like 3/4 or half. I've never had it come back completely empty. So price yourself 1 tank of gas, however much that costs to fill it up. All you need to do is find out how many miles, how many gallons does your car that you're looking at take, and you multiply that by the average price of gas in your area. That'll give you a roundabout number. Now these gas prices are crazy. It could be $60, $70, whatever, but that's gonna come into what you call your bottom line. Now, another thing you want to also take into account is that every 3 months or so, you're going to have to do oil changes, you're going to have to do tire rotation and things like that. So I would say you want to be making, at minimum, I don't know what kind of car you get. I know the kind of cars I get. They are American cars, and, well, not American, but they're inexpensive when it comes to repairs and maintenance. So when you're coming up with your calculations, this is what you want to put into it. You want to have at least $150 a month over whatever it is that you pay for the 1 tank of gas and insurance or your note. Those 3. As long as you're making $150 over that, and this is what I'm talking about with the economic cars, meaning that the cars that are inexpensive, my oil change is $40. You understand what I'm saying? So things like that. Not something that's like a car, maybe like a Volkswagen whose oil change might be $100, or Audi, a German car. Those cars are a little bit more pricey because when they have to do the oil change, it's a little bit more. So understand that. So I'm saying on the lower end, if you have a Toyotas and Chevrolets and things like that where the prices would be much more economical, I would say $150 over whatever your price is per month. And you'll come to find if you have a car note, that's going to eat into a lot of your profits. That's why I'm an advocate for buying your car straight out. So you take those into account. Now you have a roundabout number that you're going to be making. You're going to exceed it, but that's just on your worst month. Hey, as long as I rent it out every weekend and during the week it's sitting, but I know if I hit every weekend, I'm gonna be good. Now, on the back end, you can do other things like add extras. I'm not gonna talk about extras on this video because I'm gonna make another video specifically about extras. What I will talk about is pricing your vehicle on Turo and either going the automatic pricing route where Turo prices your vehicle according to your market and to the availability and demand for your type of car, or you can price your car manually. I would opt for the automatic pricing. Why? Because it takes out the headache of you constantly having to research and find out what's going on in your area, what's going on in town. Turo takes the aggregate with their algorithm and they do all that work for you. And for me, it's been working perfectly fine. I think over the years, they've been able to tweak it. They've had so many trips. Think about it. Turo's what, 8-9 years old now? So they've had plenty of time to really work their algorithm. So they have a really good fix on understanding what's a good rate for your vehicle. Now, what I would say is in between trips, go back and watch my video where I speak on in between trips lowering your rate. I'm not gonna go too in depth in it, but there's things that you can do to maximize your profit, like having some extras. Adding extras to your listing is something that can help you to maximize your profit. Another thing you can do is having the automatic pricing, but then in between bookings to garner more views and to get your car a little bit more on demand, lowering your prices in between on certain days. That's something that you can do to also maximize your profits. And yeah, that's pretty much it with pricing, man. So when you're pricing your vehicle, number one, if you don't have a good roundabout rate for your vehicle, you can go on Turo, look what your car will probably garner, or you can use the link in my bio down below to use the Turo calculator and figure out what your car will probably make, and then subtract that, what you would make from your car note and your insurance, and see if it's going to be profitable enough for you. That's how you can know whether to get the car, first of all, and then you'll know what prices to work with the car once you get it in there, once you get it on the platform. So that's what I might spiel right now for pricing, and that's it, man. So go out there, man, and have fun and get going, man. Peace. As long as you believe you can't make it, you won't make it. If you believe that you can do it, you will do it.